Hello, my name is Shelby, and I'm going to be talking to you about a subject that is very close to me and my lifestyle. It is also very controversial, but I encourage an open mind. In return, I will look at both sides of the argument. I'm going to give you a word, and I want you to think about it. Guns. More specifically, gun control or gun bans. I told you this was going to be controversial. Now, people generally fall into three categories when it comes to gun battles. First are those people that oppose gun rights and support gun control. The second are people that oppose gun control and support gun rights. I fall into this category. The third are the undecided. These are the people advocates for support and oppose of gun control flock to, and try to turn them on the side of their argument. The problem with this is that they do not get to hear both sides of the story. In this speech, I hope to talk about what I believe, but I will also recognize the opposing side's argument. I do believe that guns should not be banned, and that I, as an American, have the right to own guns if I wish. 1787. This is the year the first part of my argument comes from. I want you to listen to this quote. A well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That is the Second Amendment of the Bill of Rights in the Constitution of the United States of America. Now, I have read a few things that seem to catch my attention. One of them is that not only is it law that I have the right to own and bear arms, it also states that its right cannot be revoked. Should gun rights be revoked and our firearms seized, I do not think that this law would be followed. I ask you to remember the Prohibition era. The alcohol law was not followed, and it opened up a whole different type of crime. The law against firearms would turn out exactly like the Prohibition. I don't like saying this. It's hard for me to imagine. But I do not think it is true. But I do think it is true. I'm sorry. If a gun ban was in place, if someone wanted to cause harm with a gun ban would not stop them. It would turn out exactly like the Prohibition. By enforcing gun control, we are just taking firearms out of the hands of law-abiding citizens. I respect people who believe guns should be banned. They believe they are protecting their family and their friends. This is true in some cases. I do respect people's decisions and their beliefs. But I do argue that one point in a person's argument to gun bans is that they believe that guns will drastically reduce all non-natural deaths, and that they account for a large number of deaths a year. I don't believe this is true. Listen to some numbers. Between 12,000 and 30,000 people die a year because of some gun-related accident. This includes suicides and homicides and other gun-related accidents. Now that is a pretty large number. That said, I want you to listen to another number. 40,000 to 45,000. The people that die a year because of car accidents. But aren't we talking about banning? But we aren't talking about banning cars here, are we? People would argue that those are two different things. Are they really? Guns are a tool that can be used for good and can be very helpful, or bad. They can also be very bad. And cars are a tool that can be used for good or for bad. Are they really that different? I want to say I can defend myself. I can. I'm a very capable young lady. But I do not think my wrestling skills can fend off a determined attacker or more than one. Some say that gun owners should learn to defend themselves against these people, or learn to trust the police. And yes, we should all know how to defend ourselves. And we should all trust the police. But let me ask you, do you think you could fend off an attacker. Now I could, if I was Wonder Woman. But I am not, and frankly, I am scared of what could happen. If someone was attacking me or other people, would I go all the way? Would you? Take a person's life? I would do anything possible to avoid this, yes, and all responsible gun owners would. But, what if? We're not there. I'm not in this situation, neither are you. For that I'm grateful. Trusting police officers to take care of it is another argument. And I do support the police department. However, I live in a rural area. On average, it takes 10 to 30 minutes for police to arrive. And I don't think, even if you ask nicely, a criminal would stick around for the police. No, it's not an issue of trust. With this, I'm not saying that everyone should have guns. No. And they should not be sold at your local convenience store. Having a firearm is a privilege for those who have earned it and exercise that privilege responsibly. I propose a gun control compromise. Some people have lost their privilege to have a firearm, and that is more than fine with me if guns stay out of the hands of these individuals. But some of us have earned the privilege to have and shoot guns. Taking guns out of the hands of these citizens who use guns responsibly will not solve this problem. Thank you for listening.